So Donald Trump's, he has a way with words. All right, he decided to say this. He has absolutely a way with words, and it's beautiful.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country.
God, I love this man sometimes. Yes! They're trying to kill us, so we kill them first. That's right. Announcement? Announce war on the cartels? They're trying to kill us. We kill them first.
Okay, we're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
Away with words. A wordsmith, truly a poet, I have to say. Bro is a poet. We didn't know it. He's gonna kill them dead, like dead, okay? We are so back. None of this garbage. Now, it is biblical to kill them before they kill you. If they try to kill you, you kill them first. Pouring drugs into our country counts. And so does American. This is happening on multiple fronts because 4 passengers on a U.S. speedboat were shot and killed by Cuban Coast Guard. 6 injured, says the Cuban embassy. So apparently, they opened fire on 10 Americans in a speedboat, killed 4, injured 6. So people don't realize this is happening a lot. And for some reason, we're not allowed to acknowledge the fact that, yes, if you try to kill us, we will kill you first because we actually care about our own people. We're not Democrats. Okay, well, what do you mean? You think we're Democrats? Are you insane? When Trump says stand, we stand.
Support. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Yeah. And all the Democrats keep sitting. That's right. That's right. We're sending our Sky Doritos to the Middle East and, oh, and it's over. And it's over. Traitors. Anyway, this is insane. Cuban border guard killed 4, injured 6 aboard an American speedboat. This is from the actual Cuban embassy. On the morning of February 25th, 2026, a violating speedboat was detected within Cuban territorial waters. The vessel, registered in Florida, had a registration number, approached up to 1 nautical mile, and they killed them. When a surface unit of the border guard troops and the Ministry Interior, carrying 5 service members, approached the vehicle for identification, the crew of the violating speedboat opened fire on the Cuban personnel. Maybe. We'll see. Because this story is very, very questionable. Really? We have Americans on a speedboat going to Cuba on international waters and just shooting at people? Are you serious? Really, bro? Resulting in the injury of the commander of the Cuban vessel. As a consequence of the confrontation, at the time of the report, 4 aggressors on the foreign vessel were killed, 6 were injured. The injured individuals were evacuated to receive medical assistance. In the face of the current challenges, Cuba reaffirms its determination to protect its territorial waters. What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? You mean you can't just invade other countries? You mean you just can't be an illegal alien in another country or they'll kill you? Wow, that's crazy. Anyone defending Cuba, by the way, is literally endorsing the idea of killing illegal aliens. I think it's important to note, anyone that actually supports Cuba supports killing illegal aliens. That's what we're doing. So Cuba reaffirms determination to protect its territorial waters based on the principle that national defense is a fundamental pillar of the Cuban state in safeguarding its sovereignty and ensuring stability in the region. Investigations by the competent authorities continue in order to fully clarify the events. All right, very cool, very cool. Nice. Classic racist Cubans killing people invading their country or something, or whatever. That's their narrative. But Marcus Rubius responds to the reports that the border guard, the Cuban border, fired at us.
So this morning, we were made aware by Cuban authorities of an incident off the coast of Cuba. We immediately began to look into it. As it stands now, the Department of Homeland Security, the Coast Guard, others are involved. The majority of the information we still possess is what Cuban authorities are providing both the public and the U.S. government. We have our embassy on the ground in Havana working this as we speak, asking for access to the people that were on those vessels, if they were American citizens or permanent residents. According to the Cuban regime, the boat was registered in Florida. We're tracking that
According to the regime.
We will know shortly, and we will know quickly, many more facts about this incident than we know right now. The majority of the facts...
Yeah. I don't know why the footage is so bad.
Cubans. We will verify that independently. And as we gather more information, then we'll be prepared to respond accordingly. I'm not...
Yeah, so anyway, we're gathering information because essentially kinda no one actually believes them. That's the craziest part. No one actually believes the Cubans. All right, because the Cubans, quite literally, they're run by a narco-terrorist communist that's terrified he's going to become the next Maduro. So it turns out, just in, Marco Rubio is doing an American-led investigation here.
North coast. Now the territorial waters. That's about 1 mile off Cuba's north coast. Now the speedboat, which is registered to Florida, was carrying 10 armed individuals who, according to preliminary statements from those detained, intended to carry out an infiltration of terrorist purposes. That's according to Cuban Interior Ministry. Secretary of State Rubio says the U.S. needs to confirm these details independently from Cuba.
That's right. We don't trust those bastards.
Suffice it to say, it is highly unusual to see shootouts in open sea like that.
That's a good point. You mean to tell me that we had a couple of Americans on a speedboat going into Cuba's territorial waters and just shooting at Cuban guards? Are you serious?
It's not something that happens every day.
Weird.
It's something, frankly, that hasn't happened with Cuba in a very long time. But we're going to find out. We're not going to base our conclusions on what they've told us.
That's
and
right.
the Associated Press reportedly talked to the brother of one of the men killed on the boat.
Anyway, so the point is, there's a lot of really interesting stuff going on over there in Cuba. And I'll be honest, it doesn't seem kosher at all. Florida man may be wild, but they ain't dumb.
This is from Cuba's Ministry of the Interior saying, quote, on the morning of February 25th, 2026, a violating speedboat was detected within Cuban territorial waters. The vessel, registered in Florida, United States, approached up to 1 nautical mile northeast of the El Pino Channel in Cayo Flacones. This is in the Villa Clara province when a surface unit of the border guard troops of the Ministry of the Interior carrying 5 service members approached the vessel for identification. The crew of the violating speedboat opened fire on the Cuban personnel, resulting...
Like, this sounds like such a crazy story. It doesn't sound even remotely legitimate. It's insane. They're really expecting us to believe this?
...in the injury of the commander of the Cuban vessel. As a consequence of the confrontation, as of the time of this report, 4 aggressors on the foreign vessel were killed and 6 were injured. The injured individuals were evacuated and received medical assistance. And we are continuing to share with you some of the responses we just heard from Representative Espaillat. But take a look at this. This is another representative right here saying the dictatorship in Cuba has just attacked a boat from Florida and murdered those on board. This regime must be relegated to the dustbin of history.
Agreed,
so we did want to
actually.
share with you some breaking news after Cuba says that 4 were killed after a speedboat from Florida entered Cuban waters. We're also keeping a very close eye on all of the Trump administration's social media posts, the president himself and cabinet members to respond to this breaking
this is gonna be
news.
crazy.
But we did want to share with you, and I'm going to put up that statement from the Cuban embassy from the United States with more of that information, as they have reported that a violating speedboat was detected within Cuban territorial waters. That vessel registered in Florida, United States. They were saying that when a surface unit of the border guard troops of the Ministry of the Interior carrying 5 service members approached the vessel for identification, the crew of the violating speedboat opened fire on the Cuban personnel, resulting in the injury of the commander of the Cuban vessel as a consequence of the confrontation. As of the time of this report, 4 aggressors on the foreign vessel were killed and 6 were injured. The injured individuals were evacuated and received medical
It's wild that they think we're actually going to buy this, dude.
assistance. So that specific statement is from the Ministry of the Interior via...
Right. So a corrupt communist dictatorship is telling us that what actually happened was we sent a couple of Floridians on a boat and they invaded Cuba's waters. All right. Let's just entertain their story for just a second. We invaded Cuba's waters because fuck if I know. Then they were asked for identification because borders are important, actually. All right. And then the Americans just started opening fire on the Cubans, missed every single bullet, and then the Cubans shot 10 Americans, killing 4 of them, injuring 6 of them, without actually receiving any injuries themselves? Are you serious, bro? They asked for their identification, and then, like, really, bro? They said it hit their commander. Oh, yeah, right, their commander was hit by a bullet, grazed by a bullet, not even hospitalized. Are you kidding me? Like, there's no way anyone is buying this. These guys were from Florida. Your average Florida dad could defeat like actual trained Cuban soldiers, in my opinion, all right? You're telling me that there were 10 guys on a boat with guns firing at Cuban people and with what, stormtrooper aim? Are you serious? No one is buying this. Now, to understand how bad Cuba is, Hassan Piker supports Cuba, which in my opinion means that we should overthrow Cuba immediately. All right, my geopolitical analysis is actually really good and accurate. Essentially, if Hassan Piker supports them, I think we should overthrow them immediately. Colonize them, that's right. Make American imperialism great again. MIGA, make imperialism goated again. That's right, that's what I'm saying. So, essentially, Camilla Cabello is a celebrity of some sort. Who knows who these people are? They're not really that important. Raises awareness for the living conditions in Cuba. It has been 67 years, 67, of a failing dictatorship and oppressive regime. The Cuban people are suffering in an echo chamber where no one can hear them because you speak, you risk your life. So, essentially, you have a gigantic, unironic, gigantic, massive dictatorship, communist dictatorship, starving, killing their own people. You have Cubans actually being like, yo, this is an oppressive regime, it's awful, you know, just like Venezuela, right? And Hassan responds with, gross. Gross. You mean it's disgusting that we have Cubans talk about how their family's being oppressed by an oppressive regime in Cuba. That's awful. So Hassan, who supports the radical Islamic terrorist dictatorship, and also supported the radical communist terrorist dictatorship of Venezuela, also supports the radical communist dictatorship in Cuba that massacres, starves, and tortures their own people where they don't have freedom of speech. And this is Hassan Piker. Gross. Anti-America, pro-Cuban communism. It's pretty incredible stuff. Now, Cuba is about to become an American golf course, and it's happening in real time. It's pretty insane. So even Asmongold responded to Hassan here because it's become an actual meme that Hassan literally supports all the worst people. And we're going to talk about that in a second.
And he's mad about this? He's mad about this. What a third worlder, man.
True!
What a third worlder. Oh my god. What is this? Why you get mad about this? There's nothing. Hey guys, keep in mind, there's nothing that performative communists in America hate more than real people that have lived under communism.
True.
They hate
100%. This is like iDubbbz crashing out about the Iranians saying stuff like this, you know? Like, there was this Iranian guy saying that Iran's regime is bad. And they're like, he's just pushing American propaganda. It's like, are you insane? Like, this is someone that actually suffered from communism. Hassan, you are a capitalist Nepo baby. Okay? Quite literally, unironically, you are a capitalist Nepo baby loser. All right? You had personal ponies when you were a kid. All right? Like, are we serious? Like, his dad is a billionaire. His uncle is a multimillionaire that gave him a career in media. All right? He was always rich. Always. He currently is a communist that owns a mansion and a Porsche in Los Angeles. Like, unbelievable, dude.
hate them more than anything. They do, because there's nothing you could say.
And he's inbred.
Again, like, there's no argument against this or anything else. And yeah, this is just, it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing that you're trying to degrade a Cuban. I don't know if she's a Cuban American, but you know, again, I mean, you know, if we had that system that I was talking about, she would be. And anyway, the fact is that yes, 100% it's a shithole over there.
Yeah.
Do you think Che Guevara and Fidel Castro were good guys? What do you?
Hassan does, because he's a terrorist supporter. Absolutely, he does. He supports all the terrorists. He hates the United States. He's a subversive agent that's been paid by China to push Chinese propaganda. He is an absolute subversive agent that's pushing radical Islamism. He's pushing Chinese communism, radical communism, and general immigration and invasion from the third world to overthrow and destroy our country. He absolutely is an enemy and a traitor to our nation, in my opinion, and I think he should be denaturalized and deported, because I don't think we need to tolerate people like this here. At all, actually. I'm a very simple man. I think if you are working with enemy nations to overthrow our country, you should be denaturalized and deported. You are a communist, and due to the Communist Enforcement Act, we got to get you the fuck out of here. Quite literally. We should take your mansion from you. It's stolen land anyway, right, bro?
Fucking retarded? What are you, an idiot?
Yeah.
You dumb?
Yeah, he's dumb.
No, they're
He's really
psychos.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Is our mother is Cuban? I don't know. And so anyway, no,
yeah, so here we got a performative American rich Nepo baby communist telling people suffering under communism that it's gross to talk about how you suffered under communism. It's incredible stuff. It really is. It's honestly incredible stuff.
I don't know what the hell. And the thing is that, you see, a lot of these people need to understand that Cuban Americans are some of the most American, most patriotic people in the whole country.
True.
I mean,
because they left communism. Absolutely.
We have Marcus Rubius, who might be our next president.
That's
There's a
right,
good chance we might have him be our next president. And so this entire bullshit, patriotic as fuck, exactly. And so this whole bullshit that like we got going on here, and they're attractive too. I mean, some, right? But like that's it. And so like to say this is gross, like it's just what a sad thing to say, bro. Like that's just embarrassing. Like, you're getting upset about this, right? You just don't understand socialism like I do, says college freshman to a man who escaped socialism on a raft.
True. It was never tried yet. Socialism wasn't tried properly yet.
Man, this is the one thing that they hate because it breaks the narrative. It's all
That's
about
right.
the narrative.
Because here's the thing. If you apply any form of logic to communism, it falls apart. Because communism is an inherently retarded, anti-human ideology that can't exist. It's also anti-God and anti-Bible, but it also inherently is retarded, right? The idea, let's just all be equal and all have equal shit. Yeah, and who's going to enforce that? And who's going to enforce that it's all equal, all right? Who is going to take the billions from Elon Musk and redistribute it? And who's going to be in charge of that, bro? Yeah, right? So it's an inherently impossible system that can't possibly work at all. And I think even like the hardcore communist retards like Hassan, they know that. They just hate America and want to overthrow our country.
Narrative. It's all about the narrative. You making up a bunch of bullshit, lying about everybody.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think people know that it's bullshit.
Yeah, he's just a performative loser at the end of the day. And he also supports terrorists. And he also allegedly raped a 15-year-old in a brothel in Germany. But we don't need to get into that, all right? Because he's a leftist darling. We don't want to break the narrative.